Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach, and today we're getting stuck into another SuperCoach player profile, and let's take a look at Dyson Heppell. Now, of course, if you haven't seen these player profiles so far, I take a look at why you should be picking the player, why you should be a little bit wary, and then cast a bit of a verdict over the player. But firstly, what you got to know is priced a touch over 513,000, priced at an average of 95, which of course we can know you can do well beyond that. In 21.4% of sides at the moment. The idea of these player profiles is that I have a look at some of the more popular players. So, of course, Heppell is exactly that at the moment. And I guess, firstly, why would you be picking him? I mean, he's got runs on the board as far as 100 averages. 2014, 106.4. 2015, 104.8. And then, of course, missed last year with the ban. But since the day he walked out on the MCG, he's looked comfortable. He's always been a leader, and now he is the Essendon captain. He, I guess, like talking about Bontempelli, we were a couple of weeks ago, he's always looked like the next generation superstar from a young age, and I guess we all expect him to develop into that pretty soon. So I think it's clear why we'd be picking him. He's got runs on the board. We think he's going to be a superstar one day, and he's a little bit cheaper than maybe what we would expect. Why should you be wary? Of course, they're also fairly obvious. Now, he's missed a year of footy. Of course, the Bombers came back against the Pies in the JLT Community Series just the other day. He looked quite good, was arguably the Bombers' best player. But certainly it's going to take a bit of time to work back to the elite game and the pace of actual AFL standard. Might take a game or two or three, but nonetheless, I think there'll certainly be a bit of an adjustment period, and then certainly maybe in the second half of the year, their conditioning and fitness will truly be put to the test, and I guess the jury's got to be out on that. I mean, never have we really seen players of a group miss a year and then come back. It's an untried sort of thing, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I mean, they've been fit, they haven't been injured, but they've been forced to not play, so it'll be intriguing to see how their bodies do react and how it goes. Casting a verdict over Dyson Heppell, I guess that is the big question, and the big unknown is how will Heppell and the Bombers as a greater deal in general respond? I mean, what are they going to give us? It's a real unknown. If you caught my Essendon profile probably a month or so ago now at least, had a look at Jobe Watson, I don't think he's a great option, and to be honest, I think Heppell falls in that category as well. I feel it's just a little too risky to be picking many Bombers. I mean, there's going to be big changes. There's big unknown around what they're going to produce. Yes, they've got some handy discounts on some players, but I just think we can't really bank on them. And I suppose in Heppell's case and Watson's case, the biggest deal breaker is the fact that they're priced at a price tag that is basically meaning if we select them, it's with the view of keeping them for a long time as premiums. Now, Heppell, yeah, he's averaged 104, 106. They're reasonable numbers, and I guess if he was, coming off the back of those numbers without this year-long break, you might go, yeah, look, he's primed to maybe push you 110, working towards it, as we often see with these, young, touted stars of the game. But I think this break in his career could just stall his numbers a little bit. I'd expect to probably see around that 105 mark. By no means do I feel Heppell's going to have a poor season, but, a few things have changed. Merritt's come along looking very good. There's a few different ways that midfield's going to shape up since Heppell was last in there. No doubt he's a better physical player, but I do think there'll be adjustments to be made physically, and just coming back to the game, it'll take time. But the biggest thing is, priced to 513,000, you're really going, well, I'm picking him for the long haul. He's not a mid-price, so you're not picking him to make money. You're really picking him with the thought that he'll be in your side for some time. And whenever we have that conversation about the midfield, you automatically say, well, I believe he's averaging 108, 110 plus. You got to really think that. And to be honest, I couldn't see Heppell getting there. And I think there's plenty of other guys that mount a better case to get there around that price tag, even slightly a little bit more. I'd be more inclined to spend another 40 or 50k when I think there's some really good options around the 550 to 570 mark. There's certainly some slightly undervalued guys that I think are potentials to go that 110 more so than Heppell. So for me, it's a no. You've probably already picked up on that. But certainly I think the Bombers I'm going to be quite wary with. Just the unknown factor. It just takes time to work your way back in. Just a whole load of players thrown into the side. It'll take time to adjust not only to the new makeup and how it'll all fit in, but then we just don't know how their bodies are going to hold up, and I think that's a valid point. But above all, Heppell not going to be a top 10 mid come year's end. I think we can be pretty confident to say that. I wouldn't have even thought top 12. So for me, there's no point spending 500k on a bloke that you're eventually going to trade out. He's not really a stepping stone to anywhere. He's just a solid player who I think will get good numbers from and will be an option for us down the track. But this year, I just don't think it's Heppell's year. Yes, he's priced at 95. Yes, he'll probably average 10 points more than that. But it's just not enough, in my opinion, to be selecting and being an absolute premium keeper. I don't think he'll be that. So, in my opinion, I will not be going with Heppell. Certainly let me know your thoughts and what you think about Dyson Heppell and the Bombers in general as well. Are you steering clear? Of course, Myers will be in all the teams. McGrath provokes a bit of discussion. Hurley gives you a bit of a thought process. Probably Watson and Heppell will provoke the most debate, and they're probably both in a reasonable amount of teams at the moment. I feel they probably shouldn't be. People see the value and get a little bit excited, but I have my doubts. So give me your thoughts on the podcast as always. Next up, we'll be taking a look at one of the best defenders in the game. Certainly was the case last year. Will be one of the most popular. I do think he'll be one of the highest scoring defenders in 2017. But will he be in my side? We'll have to wait and see, but I'll take a look at that over the next couple of days. As always, subscribe to the channel, give the video a like. As I said before, comment away to your heart's content. Give me your thoughts about everything SuperCoach and, of course, Dyson Heppell. So I'll catch you guys soon with another player profile.